Happy Friday nights! Welcome to our Friday night Cookie Lookie. I'm Jen, Emily Mae's Cookies in Peterborough, Ontario. Techie guy Nick is here. Over in the corner, he created a new intro this week, so oh my goodness, I'm glad I wore my scarf. It is snowing like crazy. Where's my toque?
It's over there.
Oh my goodness! We are in a snowstorm. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, here, I better get my toque on. Thank you. I better get my toque on. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's better.
Welcome to Canada, eh?
Yes! Welcome to Canada! It doesn't look quite like that outside, but it has been a snowy week here. I think it's our first real, like, wintry week. Oh, that's so funny. You love the background. Hi, Lily. Yes, we're in the blizzard. Is that my computer?
Might be mine.
Oh, there, it's mine. Oh, hey, Patricia. You love it. It's so funny, eh? Oh, that's perfect. Where's your toque, Nick?
It's in the car.
It's in the car.
I left it in the car.
You should never leave your toque in the car.
Well, that's right. I always leave it, so I always have one.
Because you could go in and it's perfectly fine, come out and it's a blizzard.
Hey, Patricia.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'll take this off before my hair gets even crazier. But yes, I'm Jen from Peterborough, Ontario. This is our Friday night Cookie Lookie. Many of you have been here before. Thank you so much for coming back. If this is your first time, we hope you have fun. It's our pretty low-key, casual, fun Friday night tutorial. Techie guy Nick will answer any.
I couldn't find my
You
camera.
found yourself. You didn't know where to look?
No.
Oh, that's so funny. Yes, we go live most Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thanks, Techie guy Nick, for coming out in this crazy weather.
It was crazy weather on Monday. It took me like an hour and a half to get to work. It's usually a 40-minute drive.
Oh, wow.
It was so bad. It was like a blizzard. There was transport trucks in the ditch. There was cars in the ditch. It was awful.
Oh, my goodness. I think it was over by the time I got up.
Oh, yeah. It was like done. It was done by like 9 o'clock.
Wow. It's so nice. Nick has done it again. So funny, Nick. Oh, they're all saying hi to Nick. Oh, Jason White said I recommend turning up the heat. Looks chilly in there. Oh gosh. Hey Rachel. Hey Melody, how are you? Okay, so if this is your first time watching, we always love to see where everybody is watching from, so let us know if it's your first time, where you're watching from. And yeah, we hope you enjoy tonight. We are working on some, it might look kind of Christmassy, but it's more of a baby it's cold outside kind of theme. So we're going to work with some reds, greens, and some plaid. So I thought that'd be kind of fun for tonight. Go along with our theme. My hair is crazy, but oh well. Okay, so are we ready, Nick?
We're ready to decorate some cookies.
We're ready. Okay, so let's go. I'm leaving my scarf on. I wear this scarf all day long. Sometimes I wear my toque all day long too.
I've recently become a scarf person. As I mature in my older age, I begin to appreciate such things.
You could get some really nice scarves.
Yeah, there's some nice man scarves out there.
Really nice ones. All right, so here we go. So we are going to work on a car tonight, sort of the front view of a car. I was inspired by a picture that I saw when I was Googling some pictures, clip art kind of thing. So I was inspired by this. So we're gonna start with this one here. So I planned ahead a little bit and I drew on the outline of our car. So what I kind of like about this design is I think it would work really well on the Sugar Belle school bus cutter. I think it would work really well on there. So if you like this design by the end of the night, you can maybe try it on that Sugar Belle cutter. But if you guys really like it, we can talk to Manny and see if she can cut this out for us, because I hand cut this one tonight. So if you have any questions as we go along, please don't be afraid to ask. We do our best to answer them for you. So let's go. So I'm using, I think that's the right one. So I'm going to start with red. Tonight I'm using Chef Master. This is Chef Master Red. So we'll just cut this open and get going. So I'm going to, basically what I want to do, did I get out a scribe tool? We'll use this Halloween one. So I want to basically fill in this area here, because we're going to do something a little bit different. It's going to be, I don't even know how to explain it, but we're going to do some airbrushing on it, and I only want this part to be airbrushed. So we're going to start with that. Shared, yes, thank you for sharing. If you would like to share, we always really appreciate that, so thank you very much. Hey Jane from Iowa, how are you? Hey Erin. Frigid Southern Illinois. How cold is it there, Liz? Too much snow, Jadine. Oh my gosh, Jadine lives in an area where they get so much snow. It's crazy how much snow she gets there. Okay, so let's go here and we'll just start outlining all these sections, because I'm going to pop this in the dehydrator tonight so we can do the airbrushing on here. We're going to go right around here for the little mirrors. So Nick has had a long day today. He's been up since 5:30 this morning.
What's normal?
Is that what time your day starts?
That's what every day starts.
Every day starts. So thank you, Nick, for sticking with us. And Nick and I were just talking, and it's been over a year now that we've been doing the Cookie Lookie.
I remember, yeah, it was November. We did the gloves and the snowflakes,
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was purple and blue.
Very
or something.
purple and very turquoise.
Nick's favorite. Yeah, so we've been doing this for over a year now, so it's hard to believe. It's crazy. Okay. Hey Cheryl, this is your favorite car? Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you're gonna like what we do with it. Thank you everybody so much for watching. We've got a lot of people watching right now, so thank you so much. We need another fire in the fireplace.
She must have watched last weekend.
Oh yeah, last week was so great. We were
Maybe
by
we'll
the fire.
turn out the heat soon.
We were by the fire in the lodge last week. This week we're out in the freezing colds.
We're roughing it this week.
Yeah, we're roughing it. Okay, so I have all of my pieces outlined. It popped up in Facebook memories last night. Oh my goodness, Cheryl.
Oh, cool.
Wow. That's crazy. Do you find you go through a lot of pens writing directly on cookies? Is there ones you like better than other? Do you know what? I don't really like the ones that I have. I don't buy markers that often. This is a food doodler and orange. I use orange a lot for writing on cookies, and it doesn't seem to, if you get crumbs on it, you can just kind of make sure you wipe it off on your paper towel. But they work really well for writing on cookies, so yeah, I don't find I have to replace them very often at all. I definitely go through more of the black, but orange and yellow are sort of what I stick to for drawing on cookies. We'll just get right in here. This consistency I'm using tonight, sorry, I'm kind of talking into my scarf, is a little bit thicker than my flood consistency because I want it to dry fairly quick for us so we can get to some airbrushing tonight. And about 2 minutes before we came on live, we checked to make sure the airbrush was working. It is working.
I wouldn't even say 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That was more of like a 30-second.
It's working now. Oh gosh. Techie guy Nick to the rescue. Okay, so we're just gonna fill all this in here.
Melinda's asking what consistency you're using right now.
This is more of a piping consistency, I'd say, like a soft piping consistency. So it still works as a flood consistency, and I know a lot of people, some people use it this thick for flooding in general. But yeah, I would say a piping consistency. So it does settle, but you have to work it in. This is that consistency that can get you a really nice puffy finish with your icing. But because we're airbrushing tonight, I also want to try and keep it fairly flat so the stencil can sit on top of the icing nice and flat, and so it can hit all the areas the same. 29. Oh my goodness, Christine. Wow, it's definitely. It was -5 this morning, I think.
It was -8 when I was up.
-8.
I had to scrape the windows.
Yes, there was frost on the windows this morning. It was cold.
Howdy,
Hi, Irma. We both said hi, Irma, at the same time. It's one of those names that kind of catch you. Oh, that's funny. I am loving this color. I brought some blue as well because I was kind of thinking maybe the red is too Christmassy, but here we are going with the red.
Red punch buggy, no punch backpacks.
Who said that, Cheryl?
Miss Linda Reed.
Oh, hi, Mom. I think it looks like a punch buggy, but I don't know if it is. I think it's supposed to be in sort of an old school kind of old-fashioned car. It's just because it's the front view, but you can have it whatever you want it to be. Okay, so that is, we're going to leave this. Actually, you know what we can do? We can do the tires down here because it won't matter if we get airbrush color on there because you won't be able to see it anyways. Hi, Robin. How are you? Thank you so much for your nice message this week. That was really nice. Yes, we got the oven into the shop. If you saw on the Facebook page last night, the oven, it's a 2-door professional Blodgett oven, and it weighs about 500 pounds, just under 500 pounds. So that made its way into the shop last night, thanks to 5.5 men. Little Evan, our 4-year-old, was determined to help, so he was the half. So pretty much everything is over here now, so there's no more cookies from home. It's all at the shop. Just some of the small things need to come over, but been in here most of the week, moving things in and trying to get things organized. So this black is also a piping consistency, but it also settles quite nicely. I would call this like a 20 to 25 second icing, if you can count when it's that high, really. But okay, so there's that. Hey Linda, how are you? Yes, actually the excitement has come back. I probably don't look excited tonight because I'm so tired, but I can actually now see the light. The excitement left me for a while because it was more stress than excitement, but it's coming back, so it is really exciting. Thanks, Linda. Hey Cameo. Yes, it's so I can't believe, Cameo, that we fit all of this stuff. I was telling Nick, I can't believe we fit all of this stuff into our house. When you come in and see it, you will understand what I mean, but it's crazy, the stuff we have over here. Okay, I'm trying to think of everything we need to airbrush because I want to get that done first. So, this tree here that we are doing is kind of unique. I thought this one was kind of fun, and if you signed up for one of our the gnome workshops coming up in December, this is going to be one of the whimsy trees that we're going to do in those workshops. So I'm really excited for this one. So this is a really good test run to see what you guys think of it, but it's kind of a whimsy take on sort of a winter tree. A little bit different, I think, than anything I've seen, so I'm kind of excited to try this tonight. Okay, so this part of the pot down here, I'm going to airbrush, so I want to fill that part in first. And then we'll get to the other part after, so we don't get the airbrush color all over the cookie. Because it's just on the pot.
Oh, Aunt Linda just joined us.
Hi, Aunt Linda. How are you? Aunt Linda surprised me today. When I came into the shop, Aunt Linda was here. And she looked at me and she's like, "You didn't call me. I thought you might need some help." So she showed up and she helped me get the storage room pretty well organized today, so that was really great. Thanks, Aunt Linda. And she helped chop away at some of the ice out of the freezer that we were defrosting, so that was a really nice surprise. Okay, so we just get this all filled in. I'm just kind of wiggling my tip around in the icing there to get it smoothed out a little bit. But this icing is a little bit thicker, like I said, so it's going to have some little peaks here that I'm going to work down with my scribe tool. Okay. Let's see. Michelle, the cutters, these are, I hand cut most of these tonight except for a few of them that we're going to do later. But same thing as last week. We had an awesome response from the set that we did last week that was the knitted sweater theme. So those cutters are in the works and there's samples that are done. So I think it's just a matter of getting it together and posting it at this point. So I'm really excited that those cutters are going to be available. So if we get a good response off of these ones, same thing. I'll talk to Manny and see if she has more time to help with these cutters. So it's kind of cool that we can do that. So 40 degrees in Georgia. Oh my goodness. Yes, we do have heat. Mind you, I've been keeping it off to save on the bills, but I think finally it's been put on. So
It's pretty cozy tonight.
it is cozy.
It was chilly last week, though.
Yeah, last week did get a little chilly by the end. You lost us for a while, Tammy? Oh no. It looks like you're back though, so that's good. Yes, Jadine, this would be such a cute little ice cream cone. That would be really cute. So cute. I can see this as sort of the waffle part down here and the scoops up there. Yes, Kathy, I'm so excited about those cutters. She sent me the samples, and the cutters are bright pink. So I'm really excited about that. And we'll be sure, I'll post as soon as I know when they're going to be ready to go to order, and then we'll let everybody in on that information. Okay, so here's the other one that we're going to do. So the little campers are still super popular, I think, this year. I see them all over the place. So this one I also thought was a little bit different. If you haven't been able to tell yet, I try to do things a tiny little bit different. So we're going to try this style of camper tonight. So same thing. I want to airbrush all of this in here, sort of the bulk of the trailer. So we're going to get that started. So we can get this drying. And I'm going to tell you something, Nick. On the way here, I was actually thinking, I don't know if I have enough to fill 2 hours tonight.
That's getting old.
I know it's getting old, but I was seriously thinking I didn't really have enough to do tonight, but we shall find out.
Well, if we run out, I'll eat these ones and we can start over. I will fall on that sword.
That sounds good. Okay, so this here, I'm just going to outline the door. Because we'll just do a solid red door. We won't have the stencil on that part. You love the camper. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Cameo. Yeah, it's cute, eh? It's kind of different. So cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this filled in. And then we're going to get these into the dehydrator. I don't really use a lot of red in my cookies usually, except for Christmas and end of school. We go through so much red. Yes, with all those red apples. I guess Valentine's too, but other than that, I don't really use a lot of red. So I'm kind of working this in as I go here. Trying to get it nice and even for our stencil to lay on there. Then we're gonna do sort of not a buffalo plaid, but we're gonna do a sort of plaid on here. Really
Did you say
simple
buffalo
one.
plaid?
Buffalo plaid.
Is that that's a thing?
It is. Unless now you have me thinking that it's not. Buffalo plaid.
I wouldn't know.
Okay. I should know. I'm pretty sure it's buffalo plaid. See, now
It's
you
not
have
ostrich
me
plaid
No, it's not an ostrich plaid.
Not yet.
Maybe we could invent that.
There we go. It could be our thing.
That could be our thing.
You saw it here first, folks.
Yes.
People are recognizing me for falling on the cookie sword of eating these if we run out of time.
Oh, these cookies, I have had them baked for a little while, so they won't be like the most delicious cookies, but anyway.
Well, the oven's here.
Yes, that's
Mixer's
true.
over there.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so I want to get a little bit more down here. And then I'm trying to get through these quickly so we can get them drying, because I want them to have sufficient time in the dehydrator so we don't damage them with the stencil holder. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Hey Duffy, how are you? You love buffalo plaid? Me too. Oh, Cheryl said you're clearly not hipster enough to know buffalo plaid, Nick. That's so funny.
I definitely am not.
Oh, thanks, Susan. Oh, that's so funny. Take one for the team, Nick. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so I hate to do this, but I have to leave for a minute. And if Nick wants to, Nick sometimes likes to entertain when I leave, so I will be right back. I'm just. But we always, whenever Nick appears, you wouldn't believe the hearts that come across the screen.
I'm not wearing a costume tonight, though.
Yeah.
So, what does everyone want to talk about tonight? Let's see. The glorious beard and a man bun. Oh, I got the glorious beard, Cheryl. It's pretty glorious, I think. Hello, Cindy. The camper is pretty cute. I can just do a little dance, I guess, but I'm running out of... I'm so tired, I don't have any ideas tonight. Are you back? Oh, she's back.
So.
Whew.
I think so.
There's all the hearts. You missed all the hearts. They're still coming.
So funny.
Oh, and the camera turned off.
Oh, did it? I hope they got to see
one
all
job.
of you
One
go.
job.
Hi, Cindy. How are you? Cheryl said you need a glorious beard and a man bun. Oh, so funny to know about the buffalo blood. Oh, I just saw all the hearts. Nick always gets the hearts, I tell you. Okay, so thank you, Nick. So, what shall we do next? We are going to, not sure how I feel about this one yet, but you guys can help me. So, this cutter here, I think you guys can probably guess what this one is.
A Yeti.
A Yeti!
That's what I see. I know.
That's a great idea.
There we go.
That's a great idea.
I totally see a Yeti, but I also see a
Yeti.
fire.
Yes. This one is a fire. So I'm using this one tonight because we had some of these in the freezer, and because we had to move the freezer over here, I was baking off any cut cookies that we had in there. So I baked them all off, and I was trying to think of how we can use these campfire cookies to more of like a appropriate winter type seasonal thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and do something this way, and I'm just experimenting, so let's see if this works. Oh, thanks so much, Susan. I know, I was really hoping we'd be open sooner, but it's kind of nice to open now because we're gonna have it all decorated nice and festive, so it's kind of exciting to open now. Yes, log and fire. Okay, so here's my idea with this one, and I kind of did something here to start it. I'm just debating if I'm going to show you. I will show you. Okay, so I'm going to try and make it into sort of, I think they call it a swag.
Swag?
Or swag or something, where there's some holly and maybe some little pieces of pine and little berries, maybe a little pine cone, that kind of thing. Is it a swag? I should have looked this up beforehand. But we're gonna try and do that with this campfire cookie and see if it works. A pine cone. Yeah, it could definitely be a pine cone with a nice big bow on top. That would be really cute.
I like the Viking.
A Viking.
It's like a Viking upside down, says
Oh, that's a great
Kristen.
idea. Oh, that's a great idea, Kristen. So funny, eh? Everybody sees such different things.
It's like looking at clouds, but it's cookies.
Yes.
Everyone's saying swag is correct.
Swag. Okay. Okay. So that's kind of what we're going for with this. But I don't really like my placement of this one here. So we're going to try and start over on this cookie. So if this works, you might see some of these in the case over the next, when we open. Because I have a lot of them, so. Okay, so we're going to, I'm using Buckeye Brown here. And we're just gonna put in some little vines. Or they'd be the little branches, I guess. And I'm gonna go down this way. And I think I might do one more this way. We'll see after how that looks. Okay, then I've got some leaf green here. It's lighter than this version of it here, but I wanted to paint a little bit on it afterwards, of course, because I didn't think I would be filling enough time tonight. So we'll cut this bag open and we'll get going. Mistletoe, yes, totally, Rachel. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with it, but I thought mistletoe would be too early because I'm trying to not get to Christmas stuff yet, but because it's gonna come quick.
You can't delay the inevitable.
I know. I know. Oh, the reindeer from Frozen.
Sven.
Oh, see, I don't even know.
You don't know Sven?
No,
He's pretty chill.
it's the boys aren't really into
I
Frozen,
guess.
so.
Frozen 2 is coming out. If it's not out already, I'm not sure. We're gonna go see it in 2 weekends.
Oh, nice. I saw the commercial and it looks kind of heavy. Like it looks kind of darker.
Yeah, it's a sequel, I guess.
Okay, so I just wanted to put this vine down the middle to kind of give me a visual of my spacing for these here. So I'm going to start at the tip and then work our way sort of back down. And then we can come down the other side. And we'll do one here.
November 22nd, is that when it comes out, Cheryl?
I heard somebody say today that Christmas is 40 some odd days away.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or if they're
I
just
hope
trying
not.
to scare us, but I know.
I haven't even started to think about Christmas.
I've definitely started thinking about it, but it's gonna be here so fast. Okay, so I'm just kind of roughly putting those in there. Oh, she has a countdown going. Oh my goodness, Cheryl. Wow. Yes, 3 pine cone clusters with a bow at the top. That would be so cute too. That would be really cute. We're gonna try and keep it fairly simple with these leaves tonight. So we'll see how this goes. I was kind of going for a holly sort of look, but it's just kind of a little whimsy shape, I guess. I would like to do pine cones in another week or so though, because I've seen some really neat ways to do them, so I think it'd be fun for us to try. Is my head in the way?
No, I just don't
Oh.
like the microphones.
I'm also talking into my scarf a little bit, I think. Okay, so we'll fill all these in. Do I need to speak with more gusto?
More gusto? No. I just need to put the microphone in the right spot.
Okay, and then we'll do the last one here. It's on your calendar. Oh my goodness, Cheryl. So again, I'm just working this in as I go along here. Not really using my scribe very much. Okay, so there's the start of our leaves, and I'm gonna add a little bit to them later on. Have some tea here. Okay, so I want to start putting in a couple layers of the piney sort of branches here. So I have a cypress green that we're going to use for that. And this is a fairly stiff consistency. I don't think I added any water. I didn't add any water to this one. So basically, I just want these really sort of fine, stringy pieces here to look like those bits of pine branches. And we're pretty much going to cover up this brown, but I'm going to go over top and fill it in. So you can see the brown a little bit more, and I'll probably do another layer of the needles once this first layer is dried a little bit. Again, this is totally, we're just kind of winging it, so sometimes this stuff works and other times it doesn't, but gotta find a use for this campfire. But mind you, now we have a couple more uses for it, so that's great. Hey Amanda, how are you? How's the weather in Ottawa? Do you guys have a lot of snow in Ottawa, Amanda? Yes, Florida. We were just talking about something earlier. If nice trip to Florida would work. Hey Nick?
That's why careful what you ask for.
Yes. Yeah, we were just talking about something earlier involving some travels. Anyway, we won't say too much about that. Okay, I'm really kind of liking where this is going. I hope you guys are too. Hey Holly, how are you? It was nice to see you the other night. I don't really want to cover up these leaves underneath, but at the same time I want to get a layer of these needles on there. Okay. I think we're gonna do one more up here. Just a small one. And we'll add some needles on this one. So if you are local, I am so excited. We officially host our first workshop here in a couple of weeks' time. So we probably won't have our grand opening before then, but we might be open for some cookies sales before then, all going well, but the grand opening will likely happen after that first workshop in here, but I'm pretty sure 3 of the workshops have sold out, or the third one I think is 1 away from selling out, and the other 2 have a few spots left in them. So if you're local and you really want to come to a workshop before Christmas, make sure you check those out, emilymays.com. And we're all, oh, it's snowing. Oh, Nick, that's so nice.
It's pretty.
And we will also be having, I'm really excited to, I was going to post it sooner, but it's just been one of those weeks. So we're going to turn the studio into Santa's decorating workshop for kids. So we're going to have
Just
gingerbread.
kids, or?
We'll allow a few adults, but it's pretty much for the kids with a helper. So we're going to have lots of gingerbread, probably some little houses to assemble, and some gingerbread people, lots of sprinkles and candies and icing, and I'm so excited for that because I think it's probably one of my favorite things to do is to host workshops with the kids. It's so much fun to see how creative they are. But yeah, so stay tuned for that because there's that's coming, and that'll be like a sign up thing for that one, and there's potentially one more workshop coming as well before Christmas if we can squeeze it in. So make sure you're watching the Facebook page. So if you haven't liked the page, that would be great if you want to do that so you can stay up to date on what's going on. Very exciting these days. So oh, thanks, Kathy. You like this one? Oh, thanks, Amanda. Yes, someday we're gonna get you here. Someday Amanda's gonna come from Ottawa and maybe do a little something with us in the shop. She does cookies too, so I'm so excited. Hey, Jill. The move went really well. There's still a few things to come over and lots to organize, but yeah, it's gone really well, so It's exciting. You can tell I'm really I'm really tired tonight, but anyway. Oh gosh. Aw. Did you read Susan's comment?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's incredibly kind of you and Nick to have the lives for us, especially since you are juggling getting the shop open. Learn so much from you, and it's just the best. You both give so much of yourselves to help us. Thank you. Aw, Susan. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. That's really nice. Thank you. Yeah, you like the snow? You don't want it there? Oh my goodness. The snow is beautiful. It's so nice to look at. As long as you're prepared for it. And you're not in a rush to get anywhere.
I'm not prepared. I had my summer tires still on Monday
Oh,
when we got caught in
no.
that little storm.
Oh boy. You love the cypress? Yes, the cypress. I was really excited to find it in my drawer. I was kind of nervous. I didn't know where it was, but I found it, so I'm really excited to have it. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside, and of course we have to do a couple of snowflakes, Nick, right? Okay. What time is it? Okay, we're okay. I think we're good. So we're just gonna flood in some snowflakes here. Oh, this one's already cut open. So these are just a really cute little simple snowflake. So these guys are kind of fussy because they have a lot of little bumps on the side, but we'll do our best here. I find when your cutters are really small and detailed like that, if you sort of over accentuate those little pieces, it kind of helps for them to stand out a little bit. So by over accentuating, I mean bringing it down actually further than the point is. And after this, we are going to get those cookies out of the dehydrator and try doing some plaid on the cookies that we started.
Buffalo plaid.
Yes, Nick learned about buffalo plaid
I learned a
tonight.
thing.
Oh, my head was in the way. Okay, so there's that little shape. So let's do one more. We'll just do two of these little guys. So we can have a little more time with those cookies in the dehydrator. We are working on some really fun little cutter sets. So if you are coming to the workshops or you're local and you're planning on coming by once we open, we're going to have some really great little cutter sets available and some individual ones. And they will also appear online as well. So we are really excited to get that going. And we're trying to do things a little bit differently from ones that you might see other places. So I'm really excited for that. Okay. So we'll go back to this first one here and we'll just fill it in. And then we'll set these aside and we'll let them dry before piping on a little bit of detail at the end here. Nick, would you like to flood a cookie tonight? Or are you...
I would do a cookie.
Do you want me to leave a little snowflake for you?
Okay.
You don't have to.
I don't want to make.
You don't want to
anyone
make me look
jealous.
bad?
Yeah.
There's an extra little snowflake if you want to do a third snowflake for us.
Deal.
Okay. You guys haven't seen Nick decorate a cookie for a while.
I'm getting a little rusty. I gotta keep my decorating skills up to snuff. You never know when the next cookie competition may come along.
This is true. Okay. So there's our first little one. Filled in. I'm just going to give it a little tap here, help it settle. Patricia, I'm not making the cutters. I have a friend who makes cutters, and we're working together to offer everybody some cutters. So We are really excited about that. Oh, thanks, Holly. Yes, we're so excited. Nick has a few stencils ready to go, and same thing, that'll just continue to grow sort of as we grow as a little shop. So we're going to start small and bring new things in as we grow. So we're really excited for that. Okay, do you want me to leave this one for you to fill in and this one?
I don't even get to outline it. You already outlined it.
Well, I have one that is outlined and one that's not. Do you
Okay.
want to do both of them?
I'll do both of them. I got this. Hold on.
Okay, so I'm going to put these in the dehydrator, and Nick is going to entertain your halftime entertainment.
Halftime show. First thing first.
Okay, so
Gotta do some stretches. Gotta get those cookie muscles.
you can use
Can I use different colors? Ooh,
any one of these ones.
blue ones.
There you go. I'll get this out of the way. Sorry the little cookies are so small. But
All right, I'm gonna flood the first one. Do you guys think I should flood it white or should I flood it blue with a white outline? This is boy thinking. So I apologize. I'm gonna do the crazy part. Did you cut these? They're not even. You're gonna let me cut them? They're not-
should I cut it for you?
I can cut them. I just don't think you'll enjoy
Okay,
it
here, I'll
later.
cut it for you.
If you're using these colors later.
So this one's a little bit thicker.
Okay. So that's
But
more
you-
of a piping consistency. It's
That's
thicker,
correct.
right? See?
Points.
More than just a pretty face.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, Catherine's
Blue?
watching.
See, there we go. Blue, blue, blue. She can't wait to see the finished snowflake.
Okay. There we go. So those are all open.
Okay.
This one's the thicker.
That's the thick one? Okay, I'm going to
Yes.
go with this one first.
Okay.
All right. So I like to, get a nice grip on the bag, if you can see. And pop it in the little crutch of my hand. And squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. These are such... Oh my goodness. It's so hard working on a small... I've only worked on big cookies. I'm getting it though. Look at that. Look at that white on blue action. It really separates the two colors very well, as is expected, but... Do you look up when you're talking when you're decorating? Like, I don't see how I could look up right now. Sorry. We're getting the blue though. You still like the blue? Great grip, right? Thank you, thank you. This is a stellar cookie grip. We should call it the Nick grip. Give her the old Nick grip. Oh, see, it's hard, isn't it? It's not as easy as it looks, folks. I'm trying not to flood over the outline, because then you're going to get some spillage. And spillage on your cookies, not a good thing, folks. Not a good thing. So I've almost got my base blue layer out there, and I'm going to be a little more crazy with my flooding. So there we go. It's really starting to come together now. You can see that white outline kind of gives it like a shadow. I'm starting to really like it. Are these fresh cookies, Jen? Because I tend to eat these after, and I want to know.
Actually, that one might be okay.
This one might be okay to eat.
Might
Okay, it might be. That's good. That's good enough in my books. There we go. Now I'm getting into a rhythm here. We're just gonna flood, a flood, a flood. You notice that I'm leaving some gaps, but what I'm gonna do here is instead of using a little boo-boo stick, I'm just gonna use the tip. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna work it. I'm gonna work it like I work my 9 to 5, and just go. Look at that. I'm tempted to leave some like texture here, like some little whirls. You guys ever put some whirls in your cookies? I do recommend it. It really sets you apart. It's already starting to dry, so it's already starting to get a little stiff on me. But I'll just... I don't have that one turned on right now. There. What do you think? Look at that. I think that looks fantastic. You see that?
I really like that.
Decorating cookies on Friday night and love watching you guys crack me up. The hat is in the way here. Sorry. All right, now we got to outline this one. So we did the white outline on the other cookie. I think I'm gonna do it with the blue this time, and maybe go with the lighter blue as the fill this time. Really give some like, I was gonna say, what's the opposite of contrast? It's not contrast. Is it like symbiotic colorship? I don't know. All right, I know how to do this kind of. So I saw you gotta kind of push down, make your line, push down wherever you want to make some definition in your outline. I'm a little nervous, so I'm going a little inside the cookie, but if you're brave, you can probably go right to the edge. Oh, you're not, they can't see the cookie, see? This is, placement is key.
So this is what you do back here.
This is what it's not, I'm taller, so it's a little harder for me. I'm using fresh icing, I don't know. My outlining is not going how I envisioned it, but it's a start. And you just gotta start. If you want to start making cookies, that's all you really have to do. You just gotta start. And if you're not sure how to make the icing, well, guess what? We've got you covered. EmilyMays.com. Go to the top link there, and there's a menu for videos. And we've got a step-by-step process on how Jen from Emily Mays decorates her cookies. Nothing held back. All right, we're going to use this thicker icing now. This is more of a, so this is the thicker
That's the thicker
consistency. This is the consistency you want to use probably to outline with, probably? Probably? Well,
Sure.
rules are meant to be broken. All right, we're going to try to flood with this. Or maybe we'll just give it another outline and then we'll flood with the white. We'll see, because it's not coming out really hard. And we could be here a while before. Yeah, this is not going to work as a flooding consistency. I'm just going to get a nice outline and then we're just going to flood it.
Oh, Susan said, I'm actually impressed how much you've improved, Nick. Since you even got decorated for the first time.
I'm struggling with the second one. I should have let you outline it too.
Oh, Holly said, I think Nick should teach a class to the men.
The men in our lives.
That's a good idea.
The men's only Cookie Lookie. Coming soon. Maybe that could be our Saturday night show. Look at this. You know what, at this point, can I use the red? I'm gonna use the red. This cookie's long gone. So we're just gonna go for it. This is gonna be the cookie I eat. Sometimes the tips dry up, so you just gotta make sure you loosen her up before you go, or you're gonna have some crusty little bits in your cookie that you're not gonna be able to take out unless you break out the old boo-boo stick. Who here has seen a red cookie? Or a red snowflake? And then, what other colors have you used already? You got anything else? I don't want to open new ones. Nah, don't worry about it. We're almost done here. The damage has already been done. And we're just gonna go in the middle here. Some more blue.
It seems like a very patriotic.
This is the Captain America snowflake.
Oh, yes.
So if you guys are Marvel fans, I think Marvel is the appropriate franchise here. Look at that. That's wow. Well, I really think Jen should come back, but she's leaving, so I guess I have to keep going. This is my show now. Any questions? I'm sure there's questions. Feel free to bring them up in the chat, and I will go back to my seat and I will take some questions. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Nick, for that intermission. That was great. Oh wow, seeing them in person is, yes, it's quite the experience.
Target practice. Yes, Gigi. Exactly.
This one is pretty well done, Nick.
That one wasn't too bad.
This almost looks like a crocheted type of thing going on around the edge. Wow,
I think
very nice.
loosening up the tip to get rid of the crusties is the technical term, Holly.
Oh.
You don't like the Facebook comments on the video? It hides a little bit, yeah. I wasn't there
that's so
to
funny.
correct it. Usually I can correct it, but I was busy being the face of the Cookie Lookie there.
Oh, that's funny. All right, thank you, Nick, for that. I will set these aside. You can try them if you want to eat one.
Maybe I'll come back for another interview.
These
show
ones
people
are...
how delicious they are.
Yes, okay. These ones have, I did some with Madagascar vanilla. So those ones should be pretty tasty. Okay, so we are going to get the airbrush out now. So people always seem to enjoy the airbrushing. So let's get out the car, and we'll do this one first here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we have our stencil holder here, and I'm going to, I was thinking of using the bigger one, but I think we have to use the small stripe. So we're just gonna use this small stripe. We're gonna do it this way, and then we're gonna do it that way, so then we can create a bit of a really simple plaid. I think this timer just went. I think the timer went.
Uh-oh. Gotta go away for 1 minute. 1 minute, I'm away. There we go.
Okay, so I've not yet.
You're good though, you can stay there.
Okay. So I've just kind of positioned the stencil, sort of center it in my stencil holder here, and I'm going to try and get it straight, so it's going straight across, vertically here across the cookie. Sorry, my head's probably right in the way. Okay, actually we're going to flip this over and see if it sits a little nicer on the other side. There we go. So if you don't have this stencil holder, this Sugar Bell one, there's two different widths, so depending on if you have it on one side or the other. I have it on the side that's a bit shorter because it sits a little tighter on the cookie. So that'll sort of help prevent that underspray from the airbrush from getting underneath the stencil. So let's make sure this is straight here. Okay, and then I've got my Ameramist black. You think you should have quit after the first one? I like the second one, is a lot of fun.
It's got character.
It does have character. Okay, I'm gonna get some more paper towel here, so we can test our color off to the side. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple drops of black in, and we'll turn the airbrush on. I'm just going to test it off to the side, make sure it's working okay. And once I've got it to the right pressure and I'm happy with how things are going, we're going to move it over onto the cookie. And when I'm working with the stripes, if it's a vertical this way, I'm always airbrushing across that way. I'm not going up and down this way, just because you'll have you should have cleaner lines if you sort of follow it along vertically here. So I'm going to do really light passes, and I'm going to go back and do another layer once we've worked our way down the cookie. If you don't have an airbrush, I'm not telling you to go out and buy one, but it is a bit of a game changer with cookie decorating. It can really add a lot of dimension to your cookies, and a lot of the shading alone that you can do. You don't need a ton of stencils. Stencils are awesome to have, but there's a lot you can do when you're first starting. Just shading your cookies makes a big difference. And then of course get into those stencils, because there's so many great ones. Okay, so now that I've got all those areas covered, I'm going to go back and do another layer to make this a little bit darker. And what you can do too, if you find some of the stencil isn't sitting flat, just use your little scribe tool, and as you're working in that area, hold it down. Hold down that piece, of the stencil, and it'll just help you have a bit of a cleaner line if the stencil's laying right flat on the cookie. That's why it's important to, if you know that you're going to be airbrushing on a cookie, that you want to get that icing as flat as possible. Which I actually have a hard time doing because I like my icing to be puffy, so the edges are kind of rounded. So it's hard for me to get the edge of my cookies, but I don't think it's a huge deal. But if you want to make sure it's all like sort of even coverage, then you want as flat as possible. Flood. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So you kind of have to just do really light. You can't go to town and go crazy with the airbrush. You really have to be patient and let the color build. Otherwise you get these splotches on there that looks like you had the cookie out in the rain because the color builds up so quickly. Okay, so let's airbrushing black always scares you. Why, Holly? It's because you it's hard to get sharp lines with black, that's for sure. What am I say? Did I say? Was I saying horizontal?
I think so.
But I should have said vertical. What?
No. I think they were just asking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, so there's our stripes. They look pretty good actually. Pretty nice and clean. So when I take that off, now I'm going to flip it around. We're going to have it vertical. And I want to try and get this as up and down as I can. Straight up and down. And I can already see here that some points are up higher and some are lower, so I'm definitely going to have to use my scribe tool to hold down those pieces of the stencil to get a nice clean line. Do you just hand wash the color off of the stencil? Do you just hand wash the color off the stencil after and it comes off? Yes! It rinses right off. So easy. They're very easy to clean. Oh, I was saying vertical and it's horizontal. See, that's my week. That's my week right there, I tell you. Very tired.
I was napping, so I must have missed it.
Yeah, Nick missed it too. Oh gosh. He was napping after his hard intermission work there.
I'm surprised no questions came up. No one asked any questions. I thought for sure we'd get a couple.
They were just in awe of your work.
That makes sense.
Hi Loretta, how are you? Thanks, Cindy. Okay, so now we are going... Whoops. We're going to, again, lightly build up the color, but this time I don't want it to be a solid black. I want it to be more of just a bit of coverage of the black, so it's more of a charcoal. So I'm just doing a little bit at a time, and then I'll go back and add to it.
How close would you say the nozzle is to the cookie?
Maybe 3 inches away, 3 or 4 inches away.
Nice. Kathy was asking.
What do you think, Nick? Like 3 inches away?
Oh man, I'd say 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Looking at it from this angle.
3 or 4 inches away from the cookie? It depends too what I'm doing. If I'm just shading a cookie going around the edges, I'm likely quite a bit closer to the cookie.
You can kind of see it in this angle.
Okay, so just lightly. Again, I don't want this as black as the other. I just kind of want it covered. Okay, I think I better stop there. I'm excited to see this. Okay, so you ready? So when you're lifting your stencil off, always lift it from one side. Oh my gosh, so cute. What do you guys think? So you can see here why we didn't flood in these other parts to begin with, because I don't want any airbrush on these parts that have no color on them right now. So we're gonna let that dry for a minute, airbrush the other two things that we have on the go, and then we'll come back and finish the details. So cute, eh? Okay, so let's go to our trailer, and for this one we're gonna go with the larger stripe because I just think it's gonna give us a bit of a different look here. You guys like that one? So cute, eh? Thank you. Okay, so let's go and get this done. So we'll start horizontal. Thank you for correcting me. You won't get a lot of stripes on this, but I want to see what it looks like. Okay, so same thing, off we go. I always test it off to the side, even though I was just using it. And I'll tell you something, when I'm airbrushing at home, especially if you're airbrushing a lot of cookies, you should really wear some sort of mask that covers your nose and your mouth, because you wouldn't believe how the color floats. I know it sounds silly, but even if I'm airbrushing way over there, it ends up over there. It's incredible. So you should really cover your nose and your mouth. But I'll tell you what I do sometimes. I wear a scarf and I will sit there and hold my scarf over my mouth and my nose like this. But even still, it's almost like you can feel it in your chest sometimes. So just be careful if you are doing a lot of it to take those precautions. I know some people have those fancy, it's like when you're painting a car and they go in like a special tent or something.
Yeah.
Where it's just meant for painting.
There's
you
like
need
3M
that
masks.
for, yeah. You need that for.
They're cheap.
Are they?
Yeah, they're not very much. You can buy like 3 or 4 of them for a couple bucks.
Really?
Home Depot, Walmart probably has them too.
I think I should probably be doing that now, especially with the darker colors. Like they really, it's such a fine mist.
Lori said she had bright pink in her nose the other night.
Oh no.
You're not supposed to sniff it.
Oh boy. Yeah, it goes everywhere. Okay. So I think this is pretty good. So I want the horizontal to be the darker here, just like the car. Okay, and then I think that looks pretty good. And we'll take it off here. So cute, eh? You could do the thinner stripe now this way. That would be really cute. It's actually not going to fit in the holder the way that you know what? I think I'm going to take it out. And we're going to adjust it. So that's one really good thing about this snap, is that you can adjust the pieces so your cookie will fit in there. So now we just have to adjust this one. I was a little bit intimidated, to be honest, with this stencil snap, because I don't like doing things that are too complicated. I just like to go and have things ready to go. But once you have this together, it's great. As you can see, it just came in really handy right there, because this cookie is pretty wide. Okay, so now we're just going to go lightly up and down here. I feel like this wider stripe is going to look like one of those cozy sort of red and black blankets that would be nice for cuddling up with through the cold months. I don't know what you call this type of plaid. This is not the buffalo plaid I was telling you about.
I call it plaid.
Plaid, okay. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So let's stop there. Thanks for getting in so close, Nick. That's great. Oh, you got this small spray booth. Oh, wow. That's fancy, Kathy. Do you love it? The spray booth would be so nice to have. Eventually, I'd like to invest in one too, but I'm not quite there yet. Oh my gosh. So cute. I love that. Wow, so you can see the difference it makes with the small versus the larger. Now we just have to go back to our little plant, our little tree. I think we're gonna have to use this small. Yeah, we'll have to use this small on the little tree. And we'll get that done. And then we can get some details done. What do you guys like better? Do you like the wider stripe or the narrow one? This one won't fit in here, this size. You know what, I'm just gonna hold it on there. Night, Mom. Thanks for watching, Mom. Yes, don't forget to like and share the video. We really appreciate that. We're getting so close to 5,000. It's unbelievable.
So close.
What were we, do you remember what we were at when you started with us, Nick?
Oh gosh, it was like 2,000, 2,500 maybe.
Yeah, it's just been a amazing year. So thank you everybody so much for your support. We really appreciate it. We always say there's things coming, and there always are. It's just a matter of time, but yeah, we really appreciate when you like and share the video. It means a lot to us. It helps us grow as a page, so thank you for that. So we'll just do this one really quick and get that done. Okay, there we go. So cute. I feel like we're headed to very Christmassy.
We're
Is it?
we're flirting with it.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do,
We're getting ready.
We're getting ready.
We're getting stuff ready.
I don't think I need any more black. So what I do at this point is I'm just going to, it looks like I'm dumping out a lot of color, but I'm not. It's just the tiniest bit of color can look pretty saturated in the water, especially the black. So I'm just rinsing this out a little bit until it's not as dark, and then I'm gonna spray the water out. You like the narrow one? Really? So cute. I think I prefer the wider one. You like the wide, Linda? Do you have tea in the warmer tonight? Yes, Susan. My friend Kate surprised me with this warmer, and it works incredibly well. We'll see if we can get more info on that one, because I tell you, it keeps the tea hot all night. And we go for 2 hours generally, so. Oh, it's snowing.
See the tea warmer right there.
Yeah, there it is, and it's still nice and warm. So thank you so much, Kate. Okay, so we're just rinsing this out a little bit, and then what I do is leave a little bit of water in there in case there's any color still in there. I'm not cleaning it out properly right now, fully. I'm just doing my best to help it to not clog before I get to where I'm going to clean it properly. So we'll set that aside. Okay? I'm so excited to finish these. I think you guys will love them. Okay. So there's our plaid. This is the buffalo plaid, Nick.
The buffalo
So
plaid.
buffalo plaid. This is a very popular one. Yeah. It's sort of a full square and then the stripe. And then nothing.
Got it.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and get some details done on these guys. And we'll see if we can finish on time. Okay, so we're just gonna have sort of the red hood of the car here. So we'll get that filled in. So this is a pretty trendy car right here. Can you imagine?
It's the hipster car we were talking. We were talking about hipsters
Nick,
earlier.
I think we might have to get you one of these cars.
We could can we get the stencil outside and we can do my car?
Yes, Nick has a red car.
Yeah, we could just spray
That's
some
right.
black food coloring on it.
There we go. I just got some black in there. So I just put some more red over it to kind of hide it. Okay. So cute, eh? Oh my gosh. I think I got that black off, maybe not. Let's see if I have another scribe tool handy. I don't. Okay, so there's that. We're gonna let that sit and dry for a bit. What I would probably do at this point is pop it in the dehydrator because it could pick up some of that airbrush color because we just did that. But we're gonna keep working away on it here because we want to get this done. Hey Lori! Happy Friday night! How are you? Lori has crazy story because Lori, when did you get your keys to your shop? Lori has had a shop, I feel, as long as we have, and she's been open for 2 months now, Lori?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's just, yeah, she's doing great. Okay, so we're just gonna do the bumper red. Nice bright red bumper.
Early
Fender.
June, she said.
Early June. Wow.
When did we do the Cookie Lookie marathon? It was like July? Yeah.
Yeah, we've had the shop since the 5th of June. And you opened in September. Oh my goodness. So we have some catching up to do. Lori's in London, Ontario. I am loving this. So cute. What color should we do the plate? Should we do it white? I'm just thinking if we do it white, it's really gonna stand out quite a bit.
You got
Maybe
any
too
gray?
much. No. We don't have gray.
Could do a green plate.
Oh, a green one. That might be
Green
cute.
plate and a little white lettering on it or something.
That's a good idea. We'll do a green license plate. Okay, so we've got that all filled in. And then we're gonna do, fill in the windshield here, and we're just gonna go with white. Generally I'd go with sort of like a light blue, really, really light blue. But we're just gonna go with white here. So when you take the time to fill in all these pieces separately too, I think it really helps add a lot of character to your cookie. I mean, it does take a little bit more time, but it really helps to make things pop. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is I have this really light blue, but it's sort of a piping consistency. I'm just gonna put a couple of lines here. Just to sort of give you the idea of glass sort of reflection of off the glass. And I'm going to kind of work it in so it's not such a straight line. I'm loving this cookie, so cute. Okay, and then we're gonna go right to the headlights. And we've got yellow here for that. You love the plaid, thanks Lori. Yes, we'll be celebrating so soon. It's, oh my gosh.
Long overdue.
Yes. I've never been through anything like it in my life. It's just been incredible. A lot of ups and downs. Very, quite the emotional journey. Very testing of my commitment. It's been quite the journey. Okay, so we're gonna do some nice bright yellow headlights here. So you can see here when I do more of a circle, I don't generally go right around the circle because circles are very challenging. So I'm more so starting in the middle and working around that icing as it builds up to that circle shape. I hope that makes sense, but you can see I'm basically working from the middle and pushing that icing out a little bit as I continue to pipe in a little bit more icing to fill it in. Okay, and same thing here, like we did with the reflection up here. We're just gonna put a little bit of white in here, the piping consistency, to give the idea, the reflection of light here. Okay, and we decided we're gonna do this green. Is it green next?
Yes.
Okay, so this darker green or the lighter? Maybe the
darker.
The darker? The darker green?
What does everyone else think?
Should we do, actually we can't do the cypress. Do we do the darker or the lighter green for the license plate? What do you guys think? Let's see what people say here.
Do you worry about craters when you pipe rounds?
Definitely, Carolyn. I'm sort of just risking it here and hoping I don't get any. There's definitely a couple of methods you can use. If you pop the cookie in the dehydrator right away, that's really helpful. Or if you pipe a little bit in the middle, sort of like a little squiggle, it sort of gives the cookie, the icing, a bit of a base to cling on to so it doesn't fall down in to create that crater. But tonight I'm just kind of hoping for the best. Dark, lighter, white. Holly wants white. Dark, dark green. Okay, we're gonna go with the, oh, there's another light.
Everyone's torn.
Oh goodness. I saw mostly dark green to begin with, so we'll go with dark green. Thank you. Okay, so let's get this filled in. This is more of a thick consistency, but we're just gonna make this work here. It's funny, as you work with royal icing more, you can figure out how to just manipulate the icing however you sort of need to. Like generally I would not flood with this thick of an icing, but because it's very thick, but if you just kind of keep working it quickly, it sometimes will settle. So what's that?
Do you think you could put like ho ho on it?
Ho ho?
With some like white?
We could do that. But that's Christmas, Nick.
Well, he's picking up the Christmas tree.
That's true. Okay, so there's that one. So cute. You could even really go to town on this one. We might at the end if we have a minute. But we have a few cookies to finish up here. So we're not quite done that one yet, but we're going to let that dry a little bit. Okay, so then we're going to get back to this tree that we have. So I'm going to do the stem here. The base of the tree in this darker brown. Same thing, this is quite a bit thicker, but we're just gonna kind of make it work here. So if you didn't hear Nick saying earlier, we do have video tutorials on the Facebook page.
EmilyMays.com.
Thank you. Yes, so if you want to check that out, if you're interested in how the royal icing we use is made, you can check it out there, and it is in video format, so you can kind of follow along and pause it and see how we make our icing. So those are available there. And once we get set up, there's going to be a lot more of those to come. So okay, so we just kind of work that. Now I'm going to go and do this middle part. Of the tree. I'm gonna outline all of them here. I just thought it was such a cute, whimsy tree. I've never seen one quite like it. So I thought it'd be fun to try.
Reminds me of something like out of Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, it's just like totally whimsy.
Oh.
Oh, thing just died. So cute. Thanks, Susan. This is, oh, I was gonna say it's kind of the color of your shirt, but
Surprised
it's not
it's not
really.
green screened.
Oh,
It shows up a little
that's
bit, yeah.
right. I didn't even think of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're gonna fill this middle one in. And I've thought of a couple different ways to do this. So this is sort of the first trial with it. The other way I wanted to try this was just with thicker icing and kind of just do a big swirl of it and then do another big swirl as you go up to the top. But for tonight I wanted to try this way. So we'll see how this looks. Okay, and we'll let that dry for a minute. We'll come back down here. This is going to be sort of the top of our pot with our little funky whimsy tree. We'll get this filled in. This is Buckeye Brown, but just not very much of it. I think I'm gonna like this one. It's just different. So if you like the cutters or the designs that we're doing tonight, please let us know, because if you do, we'll see what we can do about getting one or two of the designs made up in cookie cutter form, because these are hand cut. So okay, so now we have to set this aside, right? And let's go back to our little camper. So we'll fill the door in red. It's kind of like finishing off the car. It's pretty similar. Or we're gonna make it similar anyways.
Do we have any first timers tonight? Did we ask?
Yeah, first timers.
Last week we had like a dozen first timers. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. We love to see if this is your first time watching.
I see an old regular, Max Ryan.
Hi Max, how are you? Okay, so there's our door filled in, and then we're gonna do our window. So this tree up top here, I was thinking of a few different ways we could do this. I think it would be really cute with a piping tip if you did a bunch of ruffles working from the bottom up to the top. I wonder, should I do that?
I missed what you're saying, sorry.
I might do that. I might do the ruffles on the top. I might run back to the dehydrator and see if I can find the tip, and we'll do ruffles for the tree. You like okay, Kathy, thank you. You could offer t-shirts in your shop and one with your Emily Mae's cookies and sweets. Yes, Susan, I like the t-shirt idea. Aprons are definitely happening. But t-shirts, that's a fun idea. Second timer, Cindy. Thank you so much. We love second timers too. Okay, and then we're going to, let's see. I'm just going to outline the wheel here really quickly. And we're actually going to do it white. So I just outlined it really quick with the piping consistency of black. And then we're going to kind of give it some character here. And we'll do kind of like a swirl in the middle. Let's see. And then I'm just going to work this in a little bit. I'm trying to work a little bit quicker here because I realize the time and I still have some details I'd like to get to. So I'm just working this a little bit, and then I'm kind of moving some of that black around. Just really simple, not overly fussy. Okay, and then we've got a little piece that comes off this way that would attach to the truck. And a piece off of the back. These would be really cute too, painted silver. But for tonight we're just doing the black here. So cute, oh my gosh. Did we just drop?
I think our video just got blocked for the music, which makes no sense.
We just got blocked?
Yeah. Is anyone still watching?
Anybody here?
Hello?
Weird. Should I keep going? What, something pop up?
Yeah, it said your video's been blocked
Oh no.
because of music copyright, even though I pay for this music.
Oh no.
This is Facebook's algorithm wreaking havoc.
Oh no. So we're the only ones here now?
I don't know, I can't tell.
It says there's one, so that's likely you or me. That's probably me.
It says 50 on my other thing. All because of 56 seconds of video. So crazy.
I just refreshed it to see what happened.
Yeah, I've tried the same.
Weird. Like, how does that happen?
Just
It still says live.
an algorithm. I'm gonna, I guess, kill it and restart it.
Okay. It just said you just joined.
Yeah,
which
no,
is weird.
no one else has.
It stopped now?
I just reset it.
Weird. Oh, Linda said. So it's stopped now? They could still see us
I'm just gonna restart everything.
and hear us. One of the ladies messaged me. Weird. I'll just keep going and then I'll tell people.
I'm restarting everything.
Okay.
I think we're good now.
Are we on?
Yeah, that was so weird. Sorry, guys. Facebook decided to block our video middle of the stream because we were playing music that we paid for that's licensed. But they decided it wasn't. Well, Sony decided it wasn't.
Weird.
Scott says, looking good. I think he's talking about me, but...
Hi, hubby. Okay, so we're back, Nick? Are we still on?
Yeah, we're on. Yeah,
Okay.
seems everything's back to normal.
Okay, so I just kept working away here. I hope everybody can find us again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
everyone's
get my...
strolling back in.
Everybody's come back? Okay. Sorry about that. I guess that's kind of, I don't know, it's funny, eh?
Yeah, it dropped to one viewer and nothing was happening in the comments for us.
Yeah, we could see, we could still see video, but it didn't look like there was anybody there. But I think it sounded like a couple, like you guys could still hear us and see us, but you couldn't comment. So sorry about that. That's weird. Okay, I'm just gonna get this open here. Yay, you're back. It never stopped on your end, Lori. Weird. Weird. It didn't. It didn't stop for some people.
Yeah, no, I got an official notice from Facebook saying the video's been blocked in 200 countries or something.
Oh, wow.
Because of a 50-second claim by Sony Music.
Oh, no. Okay, so I just continued on flooding in this tree while you guys, while we were getting the video fixed there. Thank you, Nick, for getting us back on. Okay, so there's that tree. Let's go and get this done here. So on the tree here, what we're gonna do, the feed never stopped. Isn't that strange? Maybe it was just the sound.
Yeah, I don't know. They said they could hear us.
Huh. Isn't that funny? Okay, well, sorry about that. So we're going to continue on with this one here, and we'll get this tree filled in and a couple more details, and I think we'll be all set.
And we have to give a shout to the Mission Cookiers who are having a watch party they're going to restart.
Oh, thank you so much. Michigan Cookiers, that's so great. Thank you so much for watching. It's so cool how you could do that watch party thing now. That's great. Okay, I can see my workspace there. I'm going to clean it up because it's getting messy. So you guys don't see that mess. There we go. Okay, so this tree here, I was thinking we could do this a couple different ways. We could get out a piping tip and we can do a bunch of nice ruffles all the way up to build up that tree. I don't think I have a piping tip here though. I can run and see what I can find, but it might be a minute. Should I just run quickly, Nick?
Do
what time
it.
is it? Okay. I'm going to be right back. Maybe it'll start snowing or something. I don't know. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, that was very odd. We got caught midstream by a robot.
What's that?
Just talking.
Oh. Are we talking to people?
Talking to people.
Okay.
Talking about our Facebook problems.
Okay. Okay. So I have a 101. I kind of want a 102.
Sing.
Who's going to sing?
Belinda said, "Sing, Nick." You don't want to hear that.
We've heard Nick sing before, and it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay, I think this might be a little big. I'm looking for a 102 or a 103. But, of course, my things are everywhere. So we're just going to go with what we have here. Okay, so with this leaf green, we're going to throw this into another piping bag. So this is a really great way. Yeah, so crazy. I don't think we've ever had that issue before, Cameo.
We've had it before, but
Have we?
after we finished the stream
Yeah,
the next
that's
day,
true.
not during the stream.
That is true.
And last time it happened, it was actually because we did use audio that wasn't licensed.
Oh, okay.
But now we have the right setup, so
Weird.
that's totally on Facebook.
Brooke said, "I'm glad you're making cookies in a snowstorm. Stay warm." Hey, Brooke. Oh, gosh. What else is there to do, really, when it's snowing like crazy, right?
Welcome to Canada, eh?
Yes, welcome to Canada, eh? Okay, so I'm still debating. I think I'm going to try. This is so big. I think the 104 is too big. This, the 101.
How are
Too
you
small.
determining the size to use?
This, oh, is somebody asking that,
No,
or
I'm
is that
curious. This is totally Nick.
you? Okay. Thank you for your question, Nick. Okay, so what I'm doing here, we're going to be, well, I think we're going to be okay for time. So what I'm doing here is, you can see, I'm trying to figure out the scale. So how I want the finished product to look. So you can see here, I'm planning on doing sort of a ruffle with some stiffer green icing and working my way up to make sort of a really quick tree. This one I feel like is going to make pretty big ruffles, maybe too big for what I want. The smaller one here, you can see it's going to be quite a bit smaller and probably too small. So I'm conflicted. Do I go with the bigger one or the smaller one? I'm kind of thinking the bigger one. Nick is on the ball. Yes, Jadine, you're right. If I used a coupler, I could try them both. You're right. I don't have any handy, though.
Want to borrow mine?
Nick, I don't think you have any couplers over there. I don't think he knows what they are.
I know what a coupler is.
Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? Nice to see you. Happy Friday. The big one? Lori said the big one. Okay, so what we're going to do, I think we're going to go with the big one. Okay. Hey, Kate. The warmer is the best thing ever. It's working so great. Thank you. The tea is still really nice and warm. A small one. Okay. Well, we're going to go with the big one. So what I do, I just put that tip down in the second bag here. And then we'll cut. And push that through. Okay, and then Belinda said maybe a coupler means something different in Canada.
I want to know what she thinks it is.
Nick is wondering what a coupler is, Belinda, or what you think it is. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, because the hole is so tiny in this bag, there's no point in putting this down in here with that tiny little tip like that. So we have to cut it quite a bit larger here.
That's a Scott cut.
Yes, this is a Scott cut, that is for sure. Because we need that icing to come out of the larger hole, so it'll fill in that piping. So it'll fill that in. So we want to make sure it's larger. And then we just pop this right down in there. So essentially, we could switch out the tips if we didn't like what was going on there. We can just take it right out of that bag and put in the smaller tip and try that one. So what we're going to do first is we're going to do a little bit of a stem. Jadine said, should I tell you what I use that heater for?
Yes.
And Nick said yes, Jadine. Okay, so we're going to just put the bottom on the tree here. It doesn't matter if it's super smooth. And my idea here is we're just going to kind of do these ruffles. Okay, so I'm going to try it, and if it works, I'm going to tell you how I do it. So, okay, I'm going to go with this. So, what I'm doing, this is a tip you generally use for like ruffles or for rose, that kind of thing. So it's a 104. So the wider tip is touching the cookie, and the narrow tip is more towards me. So I've got it up sort of at a bit of an angle here, if you can see. It's not flat, it's a little bit up. And then we're just gonna weave in and out to sort of create our tree. And I don't want all the edges to be perfect, so I'm going to pull some out a little bit further than others. This takes quite a bit of icing, so keep that in mind if you plan on doing a lot of trees like this. If you were just going to flood the cookie, you wouldn't use nearly as much as what we're using right now. So then we just kind of keep working our way up here. You love it? Oh, did you see Jadine's
Oh my
comment?
god, Jade, I just googled what that meant. Why would you do
Oh,
that?
Jadine, you never know with Jadine. I tell you, Jadine is
Don't Google it.
Is the green piping icing. Linda, this is stiff icing, so I didn't add any extra water to this icing. Basically, I just put the color in it, mixed it in, and it softened it up a little bit, but it is stiff icing. I wouldn't want to do this with the piping consistency because it would fall, it wouldn't hold its shape as nicely. But on the other hand, if it's too stiff, you'll know because you can get some breakage in the edge. And if you see a lot of breakage, add a tiny bit of water to help give it a little bit more, I was going to say elasticity, but a little bit more flow when you're piping the icing so it doesn't break on you. Brooke said, Nick, you never Google the things.
I should know better.
Hello from Mexico. Do you work sitting? I am standing. I stand a lot because I'm a multitasker. I have a hard time doing one thing at a time, so I stand a lot. But there's also times when I sit for a long period of time, but I much prefer standing.
I am sitting.
And Nick likes to sit. Oh, gosh. Oh, thanks, Kathy. You're welcome, Linda. Okay, so we're just going to continue on here. Again, I'm trying not to keep the edges the same. I want them a little bit uneven. And then at the top, we're just going to kind of do one little loop. And then I'm going to kind of push it down a bit here. And there's our kind of funky tree. Oh, Cameo said exactly. Huge thank you to Jadine for doing that. Jadine is very clever. She's a very clever lady. Jadine is, we call her the doctor. Thank you so much. So cute, eh? Okay, so now we need to strap down that tree so it doesn't go flying off when we've got it on top of the trailer.
Very sensible of you.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you very much. So cute. I think we might have to make this one into a cutter. Manny, if you are watching, I think this one is pretty unique. I think I'd like this one as a cutter. What do you guys think? Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Patricia. Thank you. Okay, so let's see here. What would be really cute too, if you had time, you could spend so much time like adding little bits of snow and a little bit of glitter. We have glitter here. We can just...
We always have glitter.
We always have glitter. Nick always makes sure that it's close by. He likes the glitter.
Well, that's the
right?
squeaking. That wasn't the squeaking was.
Oh.
We got mice.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
That would be a nightmare.
Okay, so you could put little bits of thicker white icing in there for little bits of snow. If you think we should do that, let me know and we can do a little bit of that. Yes, for the cutter. Okay, I think out of all of these ones, I really like this one and that whimsy tree for a cutter because they're, I think, most unique. Brooke, can we use that technique for the sweater? Oh, yeah, I will try and remember to incorporate that somehow, Brooke. Okay, so now we need to put our rope. Okay, and we're gonna have a little bit just coming off the back there, like the end of our rope, kind of.
Been there.
Nick said he's been there.
Smash the hearts if you've been there.
Oh my goodness.
There's a heart. Someone's been there. Just one person.
Okay, so we have our tree tied down officially. You like the cutter? Yes, thank you so much for sharing. I'm not sure what's going to happen to our first video, so if you shared it, we appreciate that. But we'd appreciate if you share this one too, because we're in a new video now, and the first one might not save to the page. So
I hope it will.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, we hope it will.
Yeah.
But if you can share this one too, that'd be great.
Would be very appreciated.
Yes. Okay, so there's that cute one. So that one's all done. Again, you could go in here and add little bits of snow. Why don't we? I really like it how it is though. It's so nice and clean.
You want some snow?
A 104. It was a 104. We went with the larger of the two tips that I had, so that's a 104 tip. But this is also a very big cookie.
Ooh, Kathy would like to see some snow on the branches. That'd be cool.
You want some snow on there? Oh, it's snowing again. Good night, Liz. Thank you so much for watching.
Night,
Another Friday
Liz.
night with us. Snow on the branches.
It's a huge cookie.
It is a big cookie. It's a really big one. This would probably be a $7 or $8 cookie, probably. It's quite large. Okay, so what I would do if you want to put some snow, we can just go. This is a stiff consistency, and we can just kind of let some snow build up here. So I'm just trying to think of where it would fall and gather sort of on the tree. I don't want to do too much of it because I think sometimes it can take away. You could spend a lot of time on this. I'm just trying to give you the idea here quickly.
Now do a squirrel.
A squirrel. No. No squirrel. Sorry, Nick. Okay, and then I just have some regular granulated sugar here. So what I think too can make it look kind of frosty is if you use a little bit of granulated sugar, and it sort of looks like a bit of ice buildup. You can use that fancy sanding sugar if you have that too. But it just kind of gives it a little bit more of a frosted kind of look.
Night,
So
Irma.
thank you so much for watching, Irma. Really appreciate it. We're just about done here. So see that difference it made there? Just looks a little more frosty now. We could even put a little bit of snow. In the corner of the window, because it was kind of blowing snow. You could have a lot of fun with it. And I would just use a dry brush to get that sugar off wherever you don't want it. But we're gonna leave it kind of frosty. Okay, so there's that guy, and then this tree. We're gonna leave that as is, because I think you get the idea. I want to finish this one, and we'll finish one snowflake, and then we're good. Time on video shows 20, looks like they're combined. Huh. That might have worked out, maybe.
Maybe.
Have you ever added the glitter after the cookie is dried? Yes, Kathy, I definitely have. But if you plan on packaging those cookies, the glitter will come right off of the cookie and it can stick right to your cellophane bag. So if you can remember to do the glitter while the cookie is still wet, that's best. I have a piece of hair sticking out like crazy, but oh well. It's nice to share the evening while you prepare cookie class tomorrow. Oh, good luck with your class, Jamie. That's great. Okay, so I just want to finish this. And all I want to do is have some fun. Remember that song?
Yeah.
That was not in key, but anyway. I was trying to like speak it more so than sing it. Okay, so I'm putting a little bit of our green.
I know you're not the only one.
One night we should challenge ourselves to just talk in
Talk in
song
song
lyrics.
verse.
Yeah. We're gonna move this out of the way. So I'm gonna do a little bit of green on here too, actually. So I just put a tiny little bit of gel color in there. And I've got our water here. And I've got paintbrushes somewhere. I'm sure I brought paintbrushes. Maybe I didn't. Oh, here's a couple. Okay. So we're not going to spend too much time painting here because I think our time is pretty much up. So just to get a little bit of color on here. What color green? For which one, Belinda? That I used in the tray or for the tree? The tree was leaf green. All this green here is leaf green. And then we're also using a cypress green for that darker, more wintry green. Okay, so now I'm trying to bring out my inner Aunt Linda here. If you guys have seen Aunt Linda on here, to do a little bit of painting, just super quick, just to add a little bit of depth to our leaves here. I'd use some white too, but I don't have any white out. But I'm just gonna go in and add a little bit of color, and then we'll go and work it in. So I'm just getting it on there. How are you doing, Nick? Are you getting tired?
I'm hanging in there.
You're hanging in
I'm
there.
struggling.
Okay. So I'm just going to go and kind of work this in now. I want my brush to be dry pretty well, just so I can kind of work it in there. And then if it's not really happening, then I'll go back and get a bit more water on the cookie, on the paintbrush. And again, this is something you can really work away at, but we're just going to try and get it done quickly.
Why would you paint instead of airbrush? Or just in case you don't have an airbrush?
Is this a Nick question?
This is another quick Nick question.
Thank you, Nick. Nick has a lot of great questions tonight. So painting is really great because it gives you a bit of a different effect. So with the airbrush, it's really great for shading. But for something like this, it could be a little harder to get in there into those certain areas that you want with the airbrush. And because we have exposed cookie here too, it would spray all over that exposed cookie. So using the painting on here is a really great way to finish off the cookie. Did that answer your question, Nick?
Totally.
Okay. And it just adds a little bit of interest. And what you can do too, if you have a bare cookie, if you want to make it look like the cookie is sort of, the icing is sort of popping off of the cookie, if you actually put a bit of that color right along the edge of the icing, it almost looks like there's a shadow cast from the icing that's sitting on top of it. So it looks like it's sort of lifted off of the cookie a little bit. I really like this. What do you guys think of this one? If you weren't here earlier, can you tell what shape this is? If you already know, let's see if people can guess that don't already know. Okay, so we're just building color. You could spend a lot of time on this, like I've already said. I'm trying to be fast here so we can get this finished up. I really like this painting on cookies. So you can see the difference. So this is not painted, and then we painted on here just really quick. And I think it's already made a really nice difference. In the tray, Belinda, right there, I was painting with cypress green. The greens I'm using are both Americolor. Hi, Mona. Someday, Mona, you have to come and visit. Someday. Please, we would love that. Okay. So I think we'll leave this one, because you guys have the idea of what the painting looks like. So let's just focus on getting this one done. We're going to add some berries in here, some winter berries. You just arrived. This is not a bow cutter. That's a good guess though. It could be. Could be a nice bow. Does anybody else want to guess? Okay, so actually that's our flood red. I have a thicker red here. Campfire. Yes, it's a campfire. This one here. So we're just going to add some nice berries in there. So this is a thicker consistency red. This is more of a piping consistency. Okay, and then I'm going to go and just do a little tiny bit of white in there. Just kind of helps to give it that little pop, like there's light bouncing off of it. I love this. Nick, are you impressed?
I am impressed. Thoroughly.
Nick is speechless over there. He was just looking like, wow, that's Wow. Okay. I love this. I can't believe this. Reindeer face.
Yeah, I can
Oh
see
my
a reindeer
goodness.
face there.
What
Some
a great
antlers.
idea. Great flip. Thank you. The berries make it. Yes,
Yeah.
the berries just kind of bring
Le
it to
piece
life.
de résistance.
You love it? Thank you, everybody. That's great. Okay, so I have one little detail, two little details for the car. Okay, I promise, Nick, we are so close. Okay, so on the car, what were we going to write on the plate? It has to be...
Ho.
Can you think of something that's
I can't think
not
of anything
like
else that's short like that.
something about being cold
Like
or like
Burr.
burr?
Burr.
Burr. What should we write on there?
Chill.
Chill?
Just chill.
What should we write on the car? Okay, while you guys are thinking about what we can write on the license plate, it has to be 4 or 5 letters. Think about what we
Nick.
can write on there. Nick. Nick's car.
Nick.
Hipster.
Yep.
Hipster Nick. Hip Nick.
Hip Nick. That could fit.
Oh, Hip Nick.
Your
Could
street
be
number.
mistletoe
There
cookie.
you go.
Street number, that's a good idea. We're 1135 Lansdowne Street West.
There you go.
That's a good
That's
idea.
a good plug.
Oh, I like that. Frozen.
Furs.
Burr. You guys have great ideas. Okay, so I made up some cute little royal icing transfers. I think we're down to the last little detail here beyond this, the license plate. Oh, Susan said to write Nick on there.
I like the
So-
way Susan thinks.
I wanted to show you the 3 steps, or the main 3 steps of the wreath here. So basically, I just started with the circle, and then I went around and did a bunch of squiggles with some piping consistency green. It wasn't like fancy leaves or anything, no fancy tip, just a bunch of squiggles to complete the circle. And then I went and added some little red berries, or like Christmas balls, I guess, and a bow. And then I added a bit of white to look like snow, and a bit of glitter, of course. Okay, so my favorite one is in the middle. So I'm going to try and get that one off very carefully. Of course, my favorite's in the middle. This tool is not going to be the best. Actually, I'm going to try and get this one off first. So there's the first one. So cute. I'm going to try and get this middle one here. Not bad. Okay, so that's the one that I really like because I think I liked the smaller berries better. So we'll put that aside. And this is going to go right here. So I would use a bit of icing to glue that on there, but for now we can just put, we'll just kind of set it there for visual. You could do some snow on here, you could do some more glitter on there, you can really play that up. We can put some snow on the headlights, we could put some icing on there to make it look kind of frosty. You could put some snow on the little the mirrors, just to make it look kind of wintry, like it's out in the snow. You could do snow along the bumper. Is this, why do I call it the bumper? What is this?
It's the bumper. The
Is it?
front and rear
Okay.
bumper.
Okay. Okay, I really like the idea of doing our address. I
like
think
it.
that's really clever. Very cute car. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so we're gonna do our address at the shop. So we're 1135. So
Even though it was tied with my name.
yes, Nick came in second there.
That was tie.
Tied. Okay, so
Mona said ho ho was her first thought too.
I would definitely do ho ho if we were closer.
We're just
to
trying to
Christmas.
pretend it's not Christmas.
Yeah, we're
like-
not quite Christmas yet. So I'm trying to, stay away. Okay, so let's get all this together and then we will be done. A few minutes over time. Okay, so I'll clear this stuff out of the way.
Oh, it does need a steering wheel, Denise says.
It does need a steering wheel,
That'd be cool.
yes. You could, like I said, you could spend so much time on there. You could spend a lot of time on that. It's a lot of fun. The details. Okay, so let's clear this so you guys can have a nice clear picture to end on. I didn't finish the snowflake. I think this needs a little bit of, we'll just sprinkle a little bit of sugar in here so it looks like they're kind of frosty. And I didn't do a second layer of pine needles, but I'm okay with it. I think I like it how it is. Okay, so there's that one. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so there's our flip for tonight. So you might be seeing these in the display case sometime soon. That flip. And then we have our funky tree that I would spend more time on, but we're not going to tonight. So we can just put some little bit of sugar on there, make it look kind of frosty. I would definitely do some painting on this one. Oh, it's snowing on our cookies, Nick. It's gonna ruin the cookies.
You're literally throwing snow on them.
Throwing snow. I need to do this really quick. Do I have a minute?
You do.
Okay, thanks, Nick. So I'm just really quickly gonna put really simple detail on this snowflake here because I can't just leave it for your last picture. So let's see. Just really quick. Very simple. This is piping consistency that I'm using. Again, I'd spend a lot more time on this, but we're already kind of past where we usually go, so. And Nick's gonna be up for 24 hours soon.
Getting close.
So, plus I have some family at home visiting, so Jason and Catherine are there tonight. Okay, so there's our sweet little snowflake. And we can put some glitter on there, of course. Super cute. A little bit of icy looking frost. Okay, and then we have our camper with a tree on top. How am I doing for space wise here, Nick?
You get it all grouped together and I'll
Okay.
make it work.
Okay. Wow. I love this. And then we can put our little wreaths around. So I hope you guys really enjoyed tonight. Thank you so much for sticking it out with us. Please don't forget to like and follow the Facebook page. There's a lot going on, a lot to keep up with in the coming days, so please stay tuned. Also make sure if you're on Instagram that you follow us over there. That's where I'm sharing a lot of stories about shop updates. So make sure you're over there. Check out the website. Check out the videos for royal icing and consistencies and workshops if you're local, or if you're not too far from here, you want to come to a hands-on workshop. Really excited to be doing those very soon. So such a fun night. Thank you so much, Kathy. Thanks, Linda. It was so nice having you. You want to do a cookie that is thick? You want to do a cookie that is thick like that? Could you share? Thick like how? do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. Like the thickness that I roll the cookies? Thank you. Thanks so much. Okay. Yes, very popular. I think you're right, Duffy. Very popular style, the red and the black. Okay, thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you so much, Nick. Appreciate your commitment and long hours.
I'm still awake.
Yes, he's still awake. And for your halftime show.
My halftime show and my very inquisitive questions.
Yes, and for your great questions tonight. Appreciate that. Okay, that's it. Thank you all so much. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Cookie Lookie. Bye.
Bye.